The side. Now, Davis was arrested this morning, like we just mentioned, on a charge of battery of domestic violence after he allegedly hit his ex-girlfriend outside of her home on Father's Day.
And I don't know what's going on with him and his personal life. You know, that's on him. You know, I'm mind the business that pays, and that's my business.
Yeah. You know, I mean, hey. Look, I actually like Tank Davis. He's a good, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter, a great fighter, actually. He's one of my favorites. Just get your... That's it, basic.
Terrence Crawford's savage trolling has sparked new tension with Gervonta Tank Davis, adding fuel to the fire following Davis's recent legal troubles. Davis was arrested on a battery charge related to an alleged domestic violence incident involving his ex-girlfriend outside her home. Though he was briefly taken into custody, he later posted bond and was released. But cameras captured him, leaving with officers, face covered to avoid attention. As of now, Davis has remained silent, making no public comment regarding the allegations.
Now, Davis was arrested this morning, like we just mentioned, on a charge of battery of domestic violence after he allegedly hit his ex-girlfriend outside of her home on Father's Day. According to the arrest form, Davis and the victim have 2 children together and were in a relationship for about 4 years. Police say Davis went to her home to pick up the kids on Father's Day. That's when an argument took place before things got physical. He reportedly told the victim to remove the kids from the car, saying he no longer wanted to take them. And while she was leaning in to grab her daughter from the back seat is when he allegedly hit her in the back of the head and proceeded to slap her on the right side of the face, resulting in a cut by her mouth.
Now, is this preferential treatment, or at least it's rare for someone to be walking out of that jail with an escort? In a bizarre sequence, well-known boxer Gervonta Tank Davis walked out of the Turner Guilford Night Center surrounded by 3 corrections officers. Those officers keeping reporters at bay, including Local 10's Roy Ramos, who asked Davis about the allegations.
Despite the constant trolling and criticism, Terrence Crawford admitted he has no real knowledge of what's going on in Gervonta Davis's personal life. Stressing that it's a private matter, he made it clear that his priority is staying focused on his own goals and keeping his attention on what truly benefits him.
And I don't know what's going on with him and his personal life. You know, that's on him. You know, I'm mind the business that pays, and that's my business.
Oscar De La Hoya voiced both support and concern for Gervonta Davis, calling him one of his favorite fighters while urging him to get his life back on track. He made it clear that there's no excuse for putting hands on women, emphasizing the need for Davis to correct his behavior. When asked about Davis's latest arrest, De La Hoya appeared surprised but reiterated his stance, saying Davis is a great fighter who simply needs to get it together. In contrast, Conor Benn didn't mince words. He strongly condemned Davis's alleged actions as vile and unacceptable, stating that abuse has nothing to do with discipline and everything to do with a lack of moral integrity.
Davis, he got arrested. Any thoughts on that one? He did, huh? Again? Yeah. Hey. Look, I actually like Tank Davis. He's a good, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter, a great fighter, actually. He's one of my favorites. Just get your... That's it, basically.
In response to the news of Gervonta Tank Davis's arrest, Lamont Roach posted a video of himself training hard in the gym, signaling that he's staying locked in and ready for a potential rematch. He captioned the post with a pointed message: "We're still here. The grind doesn't stop, people do." Meanwhile, others like Abdullah Mason took a more neutral stance, while acknowledging he doesn't know much about the situation or have a personal relationship with Davis. Mason wished him well and refrained from offering judgment, simply hoping Davis finds success both in and out of the ring.
Davis, somebody you've had some interaction with on social, what do you make of maybe the lack of discipline or arrest?
Lack of discipline? Lack of discipline? Is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
It's more than lack of discipline. Yeah. It's vile. So, I don't condone that at all in the slightest, so it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just,
Domestic violence. How do you feel about that?
It's a scumbag. He's a scumbag. You don't ever raise your hand to a woman. Ever.
Absolutely.
I don't care who you are, what you've done, you can shove your world titles up your ass. You never lay hands on a woman.
Absolutely.
Boxing Ego also weighed in on the situation, calling it unfortunate and emphasizing that he does not support any actions that contradict the values of a true champion. He pointed out that fighters must uphold the standards of professionalism and integrity at all times, both in the ring and in their personal lives, reminding them that being a champion is about character as much as it is about talent. However, Boxing Ego also emphasized that he doesn't like to rush to judgment when stories like this emerge. He noted that there's often more to the story than what initially appears, and even if the claims turn out to be true, context is crucial. He explained that it's difficult to form a fair opinion without first-hand knowledge, so he chooses to reserve judgment until all the facts are available.
I don't know about that. I don't know Tank personally. I really got nothing to say. I just wish him the best. Everything inside the ring, outside the ring.
Building on that, Boxing Ego pointed out that the most damaging aspect for Gervonta "Tank" Davis is his history with the legal system, including a prior case that resulted in jail time. He emphasized that any new arrests, even without convictions, a negative light on Tank's public image. Ego added that because these charges mirror past incidents, it creates the impression that Davis is becoming a repeat offender, which could seriously tarnish both his career and legacy.
Now, my thing, anytime we get into these situations with these boxers and pro athletes, but primarily boxing because that's the sport that I primarily cover, it's unfortunate. On my channel, since its inception, we have never condoned any behavior like this and behavior that doesn't champion the fighter. Fighters, you have to remember, you have to act and conduct yourself as a champion throughout your journey as a pro fighter. You will be looked at as a champion, not just inside the ring, but outside.
Adding to that, Bernard Hopkins firmly stated that he does not condone domestic violence and hopes the situation is resolved fairly. He expressed a desire to see Gervonta Davis take accountability, refocus on his family and career, and move forward on a better path. Hopkins also shared his hope that both parties involved can find peace, rebuild, and approach the future with a more positive outlook.
So, I don't like to jump the gun because sometimes stories are fabricated or not, or it could be very true. I don't know. I wasn't there. They arrested him. They felt they had grounds, and now he's going to have to settle this in court. It is very unfortunate that we are hearing these things, and you don't want to see fighters' mugshot plastered everywhere. Not too long ago, I made a video where Devin Haney's ex alleged that he had put hands on her when she was pregnant. Then weeks later, Gervonta Davis and he's been in this territory before, right? And the worst part about it for Gervonta Davis is he already had a court case that he had to serve some time. So any additional trips to prison, trips to jail, getting arrested does not look good for you. And the fact that you've had similar charges in the past and other videos and other arrests and mugshot, it just don't look good. It looks like almost like a repeat offender. Now, that's just in the personal realm, and you're playing with your freedom. For me, I don't understand. I never had the money that Gervonta Davis had, but I don't think that would change the core of me because I've been who I am since I've been born. And it's not just Tank, but these different, again, some of you guys are asking me details that I don't have. I am not Miami-Dade County Police. Do I look like Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett? Because I'm Mike Lowry. Can I eat the pickle?
At the same time, Bernard Hopkins acknowledged that he doesn't truly know what Gervonta "Tank" Davis needs at the moment, nor does he know him well enough to fully grasp what's going on in his life or mindset. While they both live on the East Coast, Hopkins admitted they aren't close enough for him to simply pick up the phone and offer support or guidance during such a personal and complicated situation.
Right? And the worst part about it for Gervonta Davis is he already had a court case that he had to serve some time. So any additional trips to prison, trips to jail, getting arrested does not look good for you. And the fact that you've had similar charges in the past and, other videos and other arrests and mugshot, it just don't look good. It looks like almost like a repeat offender. Now, that's just in the personal realm, and you're playing
Furthermore, Devin Haney made it clear that he has no intention of getting involved in discussions about Gervonta Davis's personal life. Haney firmly stated that he won't be offering any comments on the situation, emphasizing that it's not his place to speak on what Tank does outside the ring. He suggested that while he's open to commenting on Davis's actions in the ring, anything beyond boxing is not his concern.
Unfortunately, man, I hope he come out. You know what I mean? Everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that, you know, he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family and his career. Family first, then career second. But I just wish both his girl, ex-girl, his kid's mother, you know what I mean, to get